It all began the night of my brother's engagement party. My parents had transformed the backyard into something out of a magazine. String lights tangled in the trees, neatly folded white linens draped over every table, and a buffet spread so extravagant it probably cost more than my monthly rent. The air smelled like roasted chicken, garlic butter, and champagne. And above it all, a massive golden banner hung in the center. "Congratulations, Ethan and Lily." People buzzed with laughter, glasses clinking, cameras flashing. It was exactly the kind of night my parents lived for, showing off, playing the perfect hosts, and bathing in compliments about how wonderful their family was. And then came my gift. My mom handed me a thick envelope. For one second, just one, I thought she had remembered me. Maybe this was her way of saying I mattered, even a little. My chest tightened, my heart raced. I actually felt hope. But when I tore it open, that hope shattered into 1,000 pieces. It wasn't money. It wasn't a heartfelt letter. It wasn't even a small thank you card. It was a notice for a court hearing. My parents were suing me. The room didn't literally go silent, but to me it felt like it did. My mom smirked, proud of herself, as if she had pulled off the most clever, sophisticated prank. She leaned in close and whispered, "You should be grateful for being publicly humiliated." I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw the papers back in her face. But I didn't. I didn't give them the satisfaction. Instead, I tucked the envelope back in, slipped my jacket on, and walked out without a word. And as I closed the door behind me, something inside me snapped. Whatever fragile thread of loyalty I'd been holding on to finally broke. Hi everyone. I'm Ryan, 27M. And the truth is, that lawsuit wasn't some random outburst from my parents. No, it was years in the making. A lifetime of favoritism, double standards, and the constant reminder, spoken and unspoken, that I would never be enough for them. I'm the youngest of two. My brother Ethan is 3 years older, and for as long as I can remember, he was the golden child. The favorite, the chosen one. When Ethan messed up, it was boys will be boys. When I messed up, it was Ryan. Why can't you be more like your brother? When Ethan dropped out of college, my parents said he was exploring his options. When I graduated with honors, it was mentioned in passing like I had checked off a box that was expected of me. I remember one Christmas, Ethan got a brand new gaming console, the one every kid dreamed of. I got socks. Not nice, warm, luxury socks. Just socks. When I asked why, my mom said, "Ethan needs encouragement right now. You don't. You're already fine." That was their philosophy in a nutshell. Ethan needed their support, I didn't. Ethan deserved attention, I didn't. By the time I moved out at 23, I already knew my role. I was the helper, the fixer, the one who kept things running but never got acknowledged for it. Every holiday I'd show up, bring food, maybe fix something around the house, and it was met with silence. Meanwhile, Ethan practically lived off them, eating their groceries, borrowing their car, and still being praised for staying close. It wasn't just favoritism, it was erasure. When Ethan got engaged, my parents acted like royalty preparing for a coronation. My mom called me, not to tell me directly about the engagement, but to ask if I could come early and help decorate. That was my invitation, so I spent hours stringing up lights, setting tables, dragging chairs. Guests even mistook me for staff, asking me where the drinks were or if I could grab them napkins. And when Ethan and Lily finally walked in, my parents practically bowed. I tried to swallow the bitterness. I told myself I'd at least get a moment of acknowledgement. But when my mom tapped her glass, smiling her perfect rehearsed smile, and announced, "And we have something for Ryan too," my stomach actually flipped with excitement. For one fleeting second, I believed I might matter. But instead of recognition, she handed me a lawsuit. An itemized bill of my entire childhood. Rent, food, schooling, even emotional labor. every moment of my upbringing reduced to a price tag. And she handed it to me in front of dozens of people. I glanced at my dad, waiting for him to step in, to stop this madness. But he just stared at the ground, silent. My mom beamed as if she had done something noble. That was the moment I walked away. Days later, I got a voicemail from my dad. His voice cracked as he said, "Please, Ryan, don't take it seriously. It was your mother's idea. We didn't mean it like that." But here's the thing, I did take it seriously. Because it wasn't about the papers. It was about every year of being dismissed, overlooked, and used. That envelope was just the final nail. So instead of ignoring it, I hired a lawyer. For the first time in my life, I stopped playing by their rules. Instead of retreating, I filed a countersuit for emotional distress and financial manipulation. My lawyer, a sharp but kind woman named Miss Patel, asked me for everything. Texts where they guilt-tripped me into helping, emails where they demanded favors, receipts of things I had paid for. It was painful digging through years of proof, but it was also validating. For once, my experiences weren't just in my head. They were documented. When the countersuit became public, panic hit my parents like a tidal wave. Their friends whispered. Their reputation, the thing they cared about more than anything, started to crumble. For years, they had built this image of being the perfect, generous family. Now, that image was unraveling, and they didn't know how to stop it. Finally, they begged for a settlement. I still remember sitting across from them in that cold conference room. My dad looked like he had aged a decade. My mom's smile was gone, her lips tight and thin. They thought I'd cave, thought I'd settle quietly and keep their secrets buried. But I didn't want their money. I leaned forward and said, "What I want is the truth, a real apology, a statement admitting what you've done, how you belittled me, manipulated me, used me. No excuses, no sugarcoating. And it goes public." My dad shook his head, whispering, "You can't do this. You'll ruin everything we've built." And I looked him dead in the eye and said, "Everything you built was a lie. You built it on control, guilt, and favoritism. It's already ruined. You just never thought I'd be the one to say it out loud." In the end, they signed. The apology went live. For the first time, my parents admitted to years of manipulation and favoritism. Publicly, for all to see. Some relatives were stunned. A few actually reached out to apologize for never noticing. Others stayed silent and drifted away, unwilling to face the truth. Ethan texted me once, "You've changed. I don't like it." And he was right. I had changed. I wasn't the quiet, dependable shadow anymore. I wasn't the scapegoat. I wasn't the family's fixer. I was finally my own person. Months later, my parents still try to contact me. They complain about losing friends, losing respect, losing invitations to parties. But I don't respond. Because for the first time in my life, I realized I don't owe them anything. No, I didn't get some Hollywood-style reconciliation. But what I got was better peace, freedom, and the strength to finally say out loud, I am not their scapegoat. I am not their fixer. I am not their excuse. I'm done playing their game. And this time I win. If this story touched you, don't let it stop here. Be part of this journey with us. Hit the like button if you connected with the message, and make sure to subscribe with the notification bell on so you never miss our next story. Share this video with someone who might need to hear it. You never know whose heart it could reach today. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Your thoughts and stories matter, and this channel is about more than storytelling. It's about community, healing, and truth. Together we grow stronger.